Sat Shri Akal ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ Namaste, good morning, afternoon, and evening, who've all joined us from all the places of the world. I'm Taruna Kaur Bamrah, final year BCA student from DAV College, a little place from Amritsar in the northern India, Punjab, and I wear a few hats. I'm a Net Mission Ambassador 2026 and a VSIC cohort fellow. I'm honored to be here as a NextGen, being a voice for my community. With utmost appreciation, I thank ICANN for giving me this wonderful opportunity. And today, I want to talk about something urgent: how the digital divide is evolving into an AI divide, and why universal acceptance is the bridge we need. Let's dive in. We often talk about digital inclusion, but let me ground us in current reality. 2.2 staggering billion people remain offline, 96% of them in low and middle income countries. Infrastructure and affordability barriers persist. But here's what concerns me more: millions who are online still face systematic barriers. When platforms reject non English identifiers like my Punjabi, Gurmukhi, IDN emails, they're not just blocking access, they're locking users of out of digital services and AI platforms entirely. Connectivity is necessary, but it's no longer sufficient. Let me show you what this looks like technically. Most websites and AI platforms reject IDN email addresses and domain names. Users with native script addresses like Sing at Bharat, which is basically in my Punjabi Gurmukhi script, or Ram at bharat.gov.in in Hindi script, cannot register for major AI platforms and digital services. And then, why does this happen? Legacy validation code, ASCII only email parsers, systems built decades ago, assuming everyone uses English characters. The impact: hundreds of millions are excluded from AI services, e learning platforms, the digital economy, not because they lack connectivity, but because of lack of universal acceptance. And this is a technical problem with a technical solution. ICANN has been leading this work through the UA steering group. And next slide, please. AI infrastructure depends on inclusion internet protocols. And what are the major failures we can control and compound upon? There's an infrastructure gap. AI compute requires high bandwidth connectivity. Regional infrastructure deficits turn access gaps into capability gaps. Capability gaps are persistent because the training data sets remain English dominant. Regional language models are underrepresented, limiting AI utility for non English speakers. There's a governance gap because communities consume AI built elsewhere without participation in design or policy. UA sits at the protocol foundation of all three. Next slide, please. Let me show you a little about Punjab and tier 2, tier 3 cities we have in northern India. India demonstrates this technical social barrier clearly. Punjab and tier 2 states face a 20 to 30% digital literacy gap from the ITU facts and figures, despite national progress. But literacy isn't the only barrier. There's language barrier. AI resources remain English first, despite 22 constitutionally recognized languages like Punjabi, Hindi. Tamil speakers encounter limited local language tooling. This technical barrier. I tested registration on major AI platforms, just like Rohan did, in my script format, all rejected at email validation. Error: invalid email format because it's in Punai code. Root cause: because it's hard-coded ASCII only rejects patterns in form validation. The .bharat TLD is operational, but application layer reject persists. This pattern repeats across the global south. Next slide, please, and let's see who gets left behind in this era. Without IDN compliance, systematic exclusion affects rural communities, They have connectivity, but they face identify rejection as a secondary barrier. Youth, us, we are the presenters of the next AI generation, with the primary users with minimal governance pathways. Non English speakers, underrepresented in training data and interface design. Women, us, and marginalized groups compound access barriers. Technical debt is legacy validation systems becomes structurally inequality in the AI era. Next slide, please. And I would like to think upon what the concrete solutions we have and what can we work upon. ICANN UA acceptance programs provides implementation resources. Building on the UASG foundation, which has been dissolved, ICANN's UA program steering group and EWG is working providing technical tools and global coordination. What can be done is we can use technical tools like free UA readiness testing at uasg.tech, EA compliant validation libraries persisting of Python, JavaScript, and Java. Measurement frameworks can be done. Quarterly UA readiness evaluations and platform compliance scoring can be done because they offer open source, and what's happening in the real world can be seen by communities online. Capacity building can be done, and we could have developer workshops, technical documentation in regional languages. Registry and registrar compliance programs could be also inculcated. These resources exist today. The gap is mandatory adoption and transparent accountability. Let's see what the call to action can be. Looking at those action points on screen, let me highlight the most urgent ones we can tackle right now. First and most immediate, I request ICANN organization could add on to major AI platforms like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and more to the existing quarterly UA evaluations. Imagine public AI platform readiness scores that could create instant accountability. Second, developers in this room, before your next project launch, integrate the first EAI libraries using the tools that we have today. It's one line of code that opens access to the hundreds of millions. For NextGen like me, let's push for a dedicated UA technical track. We need policy people who understand the regex patterns causing these failures. These aren't distant dreams, they're the technical fixes with immediate impact. I've tested the tools myself, they work. Now we need adoption at scale. Next slide, please. And with my guiding principle from my Punjab, it says Sarbat da Bala. It stands for well-being for all, the Seva community bhavana of serving the community without expecting anything in return. Let's build inclusive AI that serves every community, language, and persons. The standards exist, the tools exist. What we need is implementation accountability. And thank you. I would love to hear your thoughts and experiences with that. One world, one internet stands with the global inclusivity, and maybe we have digital futures where digital inclusion is the utmost important and forward-looking perspective. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Wonderful job, Taruna. Two very important presentations about universal acceptance. Do we have any questions in the room? Yes, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Rohan and Taruna. Myself, Joyce Akashik, for the record. While they mentioned a lot of insights about the current and the past situations of India, I would like to add upon the initiatives which are already going on in India for UA. So there's Bhashini, and it enables real-time translation into most of the Indian languages, and still it is improving day by day. Apart from that, we have Vani, and that provides open data sets in most of the languages, like Indian languages. So, yeah, apart from that, everything, it was very amazing, nicely covered. Thank you.
Thank you, Joysa. I totally agree with you. We have Server AI, which is covering every dialects and it's translating in real time. and it's covering almost all the languages we have in India. Without the connectivity issue, we don't need internet access even. So it can be used anytime, anywhere. And I totally agree with you, Joysa, and I would love any questions we have.
Any other questions in the room? Alfredo, please go ahead.
I do actually have a question for both of you, Rohan and Taruna. Basically, if you recall, ICANN works on a policy basis process and development process. So with which community you think, and I'm actually asking you to do a presentation to that community in particular and see how your ideas could be incorporated to see if we can resolve the issue of universal acceptance from a technical point of view, because that's the biggest issue. As was mentioned, in every nation, in every country, they are working internally with their languages and their dialects. Now, how do we make that universal? That's the big issue.
Okay, thank you for wonderful Alfredo this input. I think UAEWG and RSEC could do a wonderful collaboration onto working onto this, because the data centers, as we see, are SKI coded, and we need the Punai codes to be done, because I attended their CCNSO UA session yesterday, had a talk with Edmund, Samir Gehlot, and we were talking about how the communities are accepting onto and how it's getting UA compliance. So I look forward to the ICANN organization, ACs and OCs that we could collaborate onto and work onto and contribute into any minuscule way. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Any other question? Oh, did you have something to say, Rohan? Please.
Yeah, because the question was addressed to both of us. I was thinking because it's also a technical issue. Maybe we need to go into the rooms where the technical people are. I'm thinking in the GNSO where we have the web companies. Maybe we can work with them. And yeah, to be honest, I really need to think about it more. Like, how do we actually work on it? But yeah, I would really to go into the technical rooms for this discussion. Thank you.